Okay, so here we go, our complimentary haircut for our chocolatier collection. So this entire technique will be developed through over direction. So I'll be over directing each section in the front area to the exact same point. Okay, so I'll just go over some key points to keep in mind when working this technique. Okay, first of all, these front sections, they're quite big. So you'll have to break each section down into at least 2 or 3 smaller, more manageable sections. Okay, now for the controlling your stroke and with this over direction. First things first, stand in front of the guest of her nose. Okay, open your legs wide, kind of think of yourself as like a triangle, and just line up your chest with her nose and your 2 feet parallel to her shoulder. So that's one little key things you can keep with each section to just maintain that your over direction is exactly to the same point as the guideline. Okay, and once you have your feet in place, really, you don't have to move them. So if you need to like reach forward to come out a section, you can actually bend from your hips and move forward. So you have less movement, so your margin of error, again, you can control it much better there. You'll make a lot less mistakes if you're not jumping all over the place, because actually combing each section to 100% the exact same elevation, angle, tension as a guideline is basically impossible. So we want to fine-tune that technique as well as we possibly can. So your body position plays it affects your end result dramatically. Okay, and then watch your stroke count. Okay, so really, as I approach the opposite side, I'll take my guideline, which was at the center, and from here I really go in, and I don't want to comb this section out too many times, so I'll take the back part from like crown to the center of that section. I'll over direct to the exact same point, and then for the second section, I just comb that out once, really clean and straight from the roots to my guideline. Now, when you're cutting long hair, my greatest challenge is my stroke control and my stroke count. Because again, the further distance you pull the hair away from the scalp, the higher your level of difficulty becomes because of graduation. The longer the hair, the heavier the amount of hair you're controlling, and gravity always wants to pull that down. So if you get snags in the lines that you're combing out, those snags will equal like longer and shorter uneven lengths. Okay, so just working the exact same technique in my feet, again, they're planted at the exact same spot. Before I open my shears to start cutting hair, I just use my eyes and I visually check my finger position, make sure that that's aligned to my chest, my center body, and her nose. So as long as those 3 points are aligned, then I'm already halfway there. Then you have to watch out for your elevation, right? And that's where your guideline is most evident. Now, starting to the back, I just comb out a big horizontal section, and I over direct the hair up and forward. So I'm connecting the back areas to the guidelines right at her crown area. Okay, so just again, standing at the same point. Now I'm working in large horizontal sections to the back, over directing the hair, and I'm using the guideline from the crown, and these lengths I'm just point cutting. So now we jump into the blow dry, and here I just want to get a nice, smooth, polished finish. Now again, we're working with quite long hair today, so going in, I really have to make sure I get enough bump and root lift. So when I start drying, I put a lot of attention at the roots, and then throughout there, I'll just go in and dry a nice curved section. And I always need to make sure that cuticle scale is just sealed shut, because I'm all about silky, shiny, healthy hair. So the cuticle scales being open or closed make a big difference. Okay, just blowing out the hair in multiple directions. When you blow out the hair in multiple directions, you will get much more movement. So now that the hair is dry, I'm just going through and I'm just texturizing and refining my shape. Again, not removing length, I'm just removing heaviness. I want an equal amount of density, and I want to make sure that I'm comfortably able to comb the hair from roots to the ends without any snags in my 107 comb. That's like the standard of like when I've textured enough. Okay, well there you have it. So here we're using some shine spray, and that's our forward graduated cut, everything over directed to the same point for our chocolatier collection. Enjoy.